Time for the Fulfillment of Prophecies, March 18, 2017. Channeled through Christine Preston. Christine, I received telepathic communications from the archangels, as well as from some ascended masters. They can be word for word, or by a stream of thought forms. A form of telepathy that is without words, and that I experience in meditation in the presence of the archangels, or of my ascended twin flame, Andre, can also take place. I have been declared by them to be a messenger for the Great White Brotherhood, and have channeled messages that have been published on videos by Matt McElroy. Telepathic communication will one day become a common reality, and those about to discover they are able to receive telepathic communication from the higher dimensions will benefit from the information. What immediately follows is what Archaea Faith communicated to me.
Archaea Faith, it would be important to explain that disclosure is still part of the time of transition that takes us to the recreation of Gaia, as well as a final shift to fifth density. This shift, in a sense, will be what many expected to happen in 2012 but didn't because a vast section of mankind was not ready. We had waves of light irradiated to the light bearers in a way that should have stripped mankind of all that is less than Christ consciousness in an instant, but to avoid this, it was diffused by technology, as stated in various videos published by Matt McElroy, so progress appeared to be slow. Towards the end of 2016 a victory was achieved against the demonic establishment that has been in the business of controlling the world. This victory of light took place after a great struggle of media narratives and views. Archangel Michael had predicted through this messenger that Donald Trump was going to be elected, and that he was the only person in a position to be able to oppose this establishment of dark forces. A series of prophecies were imparted from February 2016 till a week before the voting day. Furthermore, he stated that Donald Trump was placed in this position to fulfill ancient prophecies, as well as to carry out the work of Saint Germain to restore a golden age upon earth, which is tantamount of a manifestation of heaven upon earth. Saint Germain's objective is to establish prosperity in the nation, to abolish the effects of the politics that have been keeping mankind in bondage to the dark forces. The latter created this system as far back as in the Babylonian era, and you are aware that in the book of Revelation, Babylon is symbolic of their domination, their power, as well as the systems that they have been using. Saint Germain announced in 2016 that the World Mother came with the ruby ray to dethrone this power. It was published in the video Mother Dethrones Babylon. The new president of the USA is viewed by a great many Christians as a man chosen by Almighty God to bring about the abolishment of evil prophesied in their scriptures. Understand that the end times prophecies in the book of Revelation are clearly predicting an end of evil, and not an end of the world, despite the apocalyptic scenarios depicted in them. The term apocalypse, as has been pointed out before, is revealed in its Greek etymology, to be composed of kalypso, a verb meaning to hide. Apocalypse actually means a revelation of what is hidden, and this term does not have the sense of some terrible catastrophes that could bring the world to an end. This is in relation to the term disclosure, and it also is something that will continue to take place gradually. People's views have changed as a result of the advent of the new presidency. A lot of people have already adapted to new concepts. There are reasons why Archangel Michael fashioned his sword of blue flame as told many times in the messages received by this messenger during 2016, including one from Mother Mary, and Saint Germain. They explained that in Lemurian days the laggards of Maldek were given permission to incarnate upon this platform of life. These old souls had remained in physicality in the conditions of a declining world that was eventually destroyed. They were in connection with the story in the book of Revelation according to which Archangel Michael cast the red dragon upon earth. The laggards were fallen angels who rose to power, and were involved in creating the Atlantean supremacy with an agenda of world conquest. They caused the downfall of an entire civilization due to which the process of ascension had to be aborted. During the period of reconstruction of civilization which started about 10,000 years ago, the spectrum of consciousness of mankind had to be reduced to avoid a premature use of psychic powers, as these incarnated souls had misused the power they had genetically inherited from their fathers, and there was a possibility that they would do it again. All hell had broken loose at the end of the Lemurian age as told in Genesis 6. That progeny had become experts in black magic, and possessed advanced technology. They were prevented from incarnating for some thousands of years so that the light bearers could recover, and rebuild civilization. The fallen angels were held in chains in the bottomless pits symbolic of the astral realms. Then they were allowed to reappear sometime before Christ incarnated to hold a balance of light in the world. He, the Master Jesus, initiated the removal of this satanic prince of the world, these renegades of Maldek, who had risen to power, and benefited from the experience they had gained in the material world by comparison to the inhabitants, that had spiritually evolved to a higher degree but were inexperienced in the world of physicality. The same dark powers rose to power once again in the new period of history, and created civilization as a reflection of the ancient model they had known on Maldek. This is the reason that a decline in civilization has occurred once again, especially with the chaos they caused during this last decade. The time has come for the harvest that was prophesied. One taken, the other left. However, the one taken is not the one who will experience a rapture in energetic terms. No, the one taken is the dark one, who is unable to enter the kingdom of heaven that will be manifesting upon earth. The one who remains is the one who will work to manifest it, as well as the golden age. America had the destiny of being an example to other nations with its constitution, and democratic principles. The right conditions will be restored by the one sent for this mission.
Christine, this was for an introduction to the message that Archangel Michael has given to me, as usual, by the method of word-for-word dictation, on March 17, as follows.
Archangel Michael, dear ones, those arch-deceivers of a primeval time, the laggards, have been given multiple chances to reform themselves, and to bend the knee to the light, and now they have to reap the consequences of their final judgment. However, be not concerned, as the judgment of scriptures always was in relation to the fallen ones, and not for the mankind in possession of the connection to the I Am Presence. We have offered the dark ones deals, and taught them. They have plotted in secret to activate their agenda of conspiracies to defeat the forces of the light, and continue to keep mankind in a bondage to their corrupt systems. It's been said before, enough is enough. We are now rejoicing because the obstruction to restore life to beautiful conditions are soon going to be in the process of being actualized. With regard to disclosure, it is important because there are many souls among your loved ones that may not have the perception and understanding that you have, you who are listening to this message. But do not worry for them, as they have been indoctrinated, and this state of affairs will be eradicated thanks to your good work, as well as perseverance with your prayers and spiritual practices. The indoctrination has been everywhere, and even from childhood education. Disclosure will continue to awaken all of you. The removal of darkness is, and has been taking place in a gradual manner because so many souls were entangled in the dark pyramid of control of these satanic ones. Sometime it is by a game of circumstances that people have not awakened to the suppressed truths. The indoctrination has been strong. They are the victims, not the guilty party. They sometime are so absorbed in the constant battle of earning a living that it has not been possible for them to take time to devote themselves to some learning, or even investigation, and they just take the news from the media, which they don't realize is owned by the same arch-deceivers who have done a good job of controlling their mind. Sometime their physical condition has not permitted it. They may be sick, or have reached an old age. They may be functioning as earth keepers, looking not only after their families in a simple way, but also after animals, and the land, or growing food, or their job may be in the building industries, or a number of other jobs which keep them busy, and slaves to the systems of the world which the arch-deceivers have imposed upon them to control them. They may even be scientists, or in the armies, believing they are being driven by patriotic idealism. In them is a potential for the kind of life that the kingdom of heaven on earth will bring. They may not react well if you try and present your understanding of this subject to them, so do not attempt to enlighten them about it, it would only cause division. But rather, pray to the angelic hosts who will take them by the hand to the truth. Pray for them rather than challenge them in an intellectual way, and always remain loving and understanding if they find out about your interests. Beliefs are no so important as the heart, and love. Broadcast love, as we have said before. Disclosure will still be taking place, as it is inevitable that many stones will not remain unturned in the geopolitical arena. Disclosure will lead to the truth that has been said to make you free. And it is indeed a freedom from bondage to the dark arch-deceivers, or evil archons, that the mystical body of God and physicality will be liberated from. The freedom of the violet flame which Saint Germain brings to mankind will also cause solutions to appear, in order to eradicate global problems, so do invoke it as much as possible. Look around you, look within you as well for changes taking place, and rejoice. The world of science will receive an impetus in an accelerated way towards a delivery of technologies which were previously withheld from the public. They are the type that can benefit mankind, for instance for medical purposes, to provide healing for conditions that were not curable before, and even to achieve a regeneration of the physical structure. The dark ones did not absorb the light, so their genetic structure has not been modified in preparation for the kingdom of heaven, which some call the fifth kingdom, or the fifth dimension, and others the fifth density. They have created artificial intelligence, beings that appear human, but have been known as mechanization man. These have been around for longer than generally known, with the clones of the genetic laboratories that the rising fallen Atlantis has created. The human being of the fourth kingdom is destined to be metamorphosed into the fifth kingdom's physical angels, beyond the golden age of Saint Germain. It's the right time to bring back to your memory the fact that Saint Germain is the hierarch of the Aquarian age, whose work of prosperity and peace, as well as of liberation, is being carried out by the designated teams of the new president, who was placed in the unique position in which he was able to awaken to his sacred mission, that of being able to oppose the dark powers, and overturn their work, as well as lead you all to a prophesied destiny. Great wonders are destined to manifest upon this platform of life. I remain with you always as Archangel Michael, the defender of the woman clothed with the sun, in the battle of the Armageddon of the psyche.
Christine, I hope this has been helpful as an update. Wishing you to be kept safe and secure in the light of the Ascended Masters and the Archangels. As always, Christine